13 years old. And being 13, having that type of exposure, yeah, it was cool to go to Howard Homecoming with Puff. It was great to be able to go to Club USA or the Supper Club, with Puffy in that time, or the Tunnel. But these are places that a 13-year-old probably shouldn't be.
Go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
That's not what I was there for. I was there because I wanted a career, man. So we would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you gotta chill. Like, you're just a little bit too intense. You gotta relax. Like, trying to figure out, how to be around, hot girls, pretty girls. I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite ready for. And I think that he was just trying to show me the lifestyle. However, that's not what I was there for. I was there because I wanted a career, man. So we would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you gotta chill. Like, you're just a little bit too intense. You gotta relax. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I'm 13 years old, like, banging on this man as though, I am the manager. I am.
You think fame is all private jets, sold-out arenas, and red carpets? Think again. Behind the glitz and glamour of the music industry, there's a darker story, one that's been whispered about for years, but rarely told out loud. Until now, Justin Bieber, one of the biggest pop stars of our time, is breaking his silence. And he's not just talking about his experiences, he's talking about what he witnessed firsthand as a young boy coming up in the industry. He's opening up about time spent around Diddy, back when Justin was still a wide-eyed kid with a dream, soaking in everything happening around him, even the things no one was supposed to see. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. In this raw, emotional reveal, Justin drops a bombshell. It wasn't just him being manipulated, controlled, or mistreated. He saw it happen to Usher, his mentor, his big brother in the business. And what he saw left scars. Picture this, a sleek, high-end studio in Los Angeles. The walls are soundproofed, the lighting dim, the vibe pure creativity, at least on the surface. Justin, barely a teenager, would sit in the corner, eyes wide, ears sharper than anyone realized. There was Usher, confident and composed, the king of smooth R&B vocals, walking into the room ready to record magic. And then there was Diddy, loud, dominant, controlling the room before he even said a word. Justin describes these sessions as electric, but also intimidating. The moment Diddy entered, the atmosphere would shift. Jokes would die on lips. Smiles would fade. Everyone knew this wasn't playtime. It was time to obey. And Clive Davis? The legend. The gatekeeper of the industry. He wasn't always present in person, but his influence was thick in the air. When Clive's name was mentioned, people straightened up. He called the shots from afar, but make no mistake, every artist in that studio felt his reach. So what really happened in those sessions? And why is Justin finally talking now? Justin's voice shakes in a recent interview, not with fear, but with conviction. People think Usher had it easy, but I watched him get torn down, bit by bit. He goes on to describe moments where Usher would lay down a flawless vocal track, only to be told it wasn't enough. Diddy would make him re-record, then mock his tone, laugh, or just walk out mid-take. It wasn't just tough love. It was psychological warfare. According to Bieber, Usher would try to keep it together, smiling, joking, staying professional. But after hours, I saw him sit alone, just staring, like he was somewhere else. That image stuck with Bieber for years. What makes this all more shocking? At the time, Usher was a multi-platinum artist, a mentor to Justin. If someone like Usher could be treated that way, what chance did anyone else have? To understand why these interactions were so toxic, we have to talk about the power dynamics in music. Think about it, a young artist walks into a room where the people deciding their fate have billion-dollar brands, decades of influence, and zero accountability. That's not collaboration. That's dictatorship in designer suits. Justin remembers one particular meeting. Diddy was reviewing tracks with Usher, and Clive Davis was on speaker. The energy was tense from the start. Justin, sipping soda in the corner, pretended not to listen, but he heard everything. I remember Clive saying, "This isn't what we signed you for, Usher." And Diddy nodded like it was gospel. They weren't talking about growth. They were talking about control. Have you ever felt invisible in a room full of powerful people? Now imagine being a kid, realizing your idols aren't invincible, but trapped. Why now? The real reason Bieber's speaking up. So why did Justin wait until now to speak up? According to him, it wasn't fear. It was shame. I thought speaking up would make me look weak, like I was whining. But years of therapy, personal growth, and watching others come forward changed his mind. He realized something huge. Silence protects the abuser, not the abused. And once he began talking to Usher again, really talking, he found out he wasn't alone. Usher told me, "I always knew you saw. And I'm glad you remember." That broke me. This isn't just about airing dirty laundry. It's about healing. And it's about giving fans the truth. Let's get one thing straight, Diddy and Clive Davis are legends. Their names are stitched into the fabric of pop culture. But behind the accolades and Grammy trophies, there's a reality no one wants to talk about. Their power came with strings. Justin explains how studio sessions often felt more like interrogations than collaborations. Diddy would walk in and make people freeze. His presence wasn't inspiration, it was domination. Even seasoned producers would buckle under pressure. I saw people delete hours of work because Diddy didn't feel it. So where's the line between genius-level demand and straight-up manipulation? Can creativity thrive in fear? Silent strength in a loud industry. Though Usher hasn't spoken out directly in the same way Justin has, he's dropped hints over the years. In interviews, he's alluded to pressure, unrealistic expectations, and moments where he felt lost. But what Justin reveals brings new context. Usher taught me how to smile through the pain, Justin says. That's what scared me the most. He was hurting and still protecting me. Imagine carrying that kind of emotional weight. Imagine being both the mentor and the victim. It's no wonder Usher's later music started to sound different, more introspective, more raw. And suddenly, those old lyrics hit harder. The bigger picture? Is this a pattern? Here's where things get deeper. Justin's story isn't just about Diddy or Clive Davis. It's about a system. One where young talent is pushed to the edge, where power is weaponized, where mental health is an afterthought. We've seen it with Britney, with Kesha, with Kanye. And now, through Justin's eyes, we're seeing it with Usher. What does it say about the music industry when even its biggest stars are suffering in silence? And what can be done to change it? Healing and hope. What's next for Justin and Usher? The good news? Both Justin and Usher are still here. Still making music. Still finding their voice. Justin has since stepped back from the spotlight, prioritizing his health, his faith, and his marriage. Usher? He just headlined the Super Bowl halftime show, living proof that resilience can triumph over trauma. But the real win? They're talking. They're reconnecting. They're unlearning the lies they were told for years. And by sharing this story, Justin hopes others will find the courage to do the same. What can we learn from all this? If you've ever felt small in a room full of powerful people, Justin's story is for you. If you've ever stayed silent while someone else suffered, Usher's story is for you. And if you've ever wondered what really happens behind those studio doors, this story is your answer. The truth is, the industry's not just about talent. It's about politics, power, and pressure. But stories like this, they crack the facade. They remind us that behind every hit song is a human soul. Let's keep this conversation going. What do you think? Should legends like Diddy and Clive be held accountable for their behind-the-scenes behavior? Or is this just the cost of making it big? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've ever felt like your voice didn't matter, remember, someone out there is listening. Because if Justin Bieber can speak up for Usher, maybe it's time we all start speaking up for ourselves and each other. Backhand index pointing right if you like these types of deep dives into celebrity truths and music industry untold stories. Consider smashing that like button and subscribing for more.